FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Around 2 p.m., I put the chapter that I call Bored, which is when you kind of have your afternoon let down and you'll do anything to amuse yourself. So that's where I thought it would be appropriate to talk about wired and hooked, addicted to technology. You can't stop checking your email or your cell phone, texting messages while in a meeting, talking on the phone to someone else, or egads while driving. Or you may pop up a video game, Facebook, or Twitter to help control your fidgets. For a growing number of people, the hooked-up life they lead online may seem more important, more immediate, and more intense than the life they lead face-to-face. But in spite of the overwhelming impact of cell phones and the internet on daily life, just about anywhere anyone can get a signal, there's been little research on how intensive time online affects the brain. And in my follow-up book to this, Brave New Brain, which is about cutting-edge research on both fixing sick brains and enhancing a healthy brain and about things that may come in the future, this is repeated again even in the more current research. They know that this use of all these digital components are doing something to our brain, but they don't really know what. And one of the problems is trying to find a control group to study that isn't on the internet all the time. So, some studies have found a significant association between internet addiction and the symptoms of ADHD. We know what that is, right? They have also found that ADHD-like symptoms all but disappear when ADHD kids interact with a computer. The kids might actually be using web surfing and video games to help control their ADHD symptoms. Video games in particular offer escape and distraction. Players quickly learn that they feel better when playing, and so a kind of reinforcement loop develops. They self-medicate with electronics. And this is another interesting thing if you think about what drugs people take for ADHD. You know what they are, right? They're amphetamines, basically, aka speed, which seems counterintuitive. But like using the internet for ADHD addiction, it seems to help. Maintaining control over media habits is a challenge. Like many other addictions, internet and cell phone addiction seems more prevalent among those of us vulnerable to addiction in general. Indeed, internet addiction has been proposed, and not completely facetiously, as a new clinical disorder. There's a Center for Internet Addiction Recovery, which has a website. And not a trace of irony about the fact that it's using the medium of addiction to supposedly treat the addiction.